that's the thing about...
Wait a minute, never mind.
Guys.
Wave of Spider to the backside, he flickers in front. Max gonna be target, Thorn Will is being used, and just like that, Max outplays him. Venus flickers in front to get a kill. He's gonna get taken down by Matt. Rotates towards here. Matt's gonna go in with the Black Dragon form. Furious dash to the backside, gonna be able to get one kill. Going to Wise, that is not gonna be a kill for Blacklist. It will be a double kill for Bigetron Alpha.
Everybody get your fucking hands up.
They banned it the first game, they'll surely ban it again because Matilda is still at 100% win rate in the hands of Venus.
Oh, and on the other side we have a Selena and
Your
Jawhead
team
ban.
is
Oh, and
banned.
a Diggy ban, which is quite interesting here.
No, again,
Your
Sicilian.
team is
Bonchan
banned.
is not taking Bigetron Alpha lightly. Even after that disappointing game number 1, he is still fully focused and he's drafting to his maximum capacity right here. Bigetron Alpha will take away that Eve though. Blacklist, what will they pick first? Will it be the Paquito? I think it will be the Paquito. You know, they're just gonna secure a winning lane or a lane that can pressure a lot in the first pick, or maybe perhaps a flex pick because Benedetta is still open. It was banned earlier, this time it is open, so Blacklist might just take that Benedetta up and change it.
Okay.
I think after the dominant performance by Edward, I think that might be the thing.
Yeah, you're completely right here. And ETR has secured their last ban from this phase with a Eve, guys. So we're just gonna have to wait for the first pick by Blacklist. Mirko thought that it would be a Paquito.
Paquito or Benedetta?
I'm leaning... Oh, Benedetta. I'm leaning towards a support hero, but we'll have to see.
Oh, you're right.
And here
You're
we
right.
go with
Estes
an
first pick.
Estes first pick.
Yeah, usually Venus plays this Estes, and we usually see Isan on that Rafaela, but it's looking like they want to go for another Aldous pick right here. So Bigetron Alpha with no bans, they are forced to either pick it, or I don't know what they're supposed to do right now because they're getting... Chang'e again will be picked up for Key, maybe in the gold lane, maybe in the mid lane, but Lancelot, basically the same thing is going on here, but Lancelot has a bit way stronger early game than Ling. Obviously, he's not very reliant on that purple buff, right? So he'll have a very smooth time clearing the waves. I mean, clearing the jungle as well. For Blacklist is most probably going to be the Aldous Rafaela. I mean, seeing that, right? I think they might just go for the Aldous Rafaela because Aldous very tanky, right? Especially in the mid game to late game when he gets his stacks, he gets sustained from 2 members. That Lancelot will not be a problem whatsoever. But we'll have to see if Blacklist decides to go for that, or maybe they might go for the Granger because last time they picked Estes, they went for a Granger, but no, it will be the Aldous and the Rafaela still. This is looking bad for Bigetron Alpha.
Guys, I don't know what Bigetron is thinking right now. I mean, they already had a feeling about this lineup here, but they chose to ban these heroes and their first picks. Quite questionable, but I don't know. We'll have to see who will Bigetron choose next as their last pick of this phase. Any thoughts or predictions, guys?
I think they need to actually go for a bit more aggression, just because if they let this game scale slowly without making the usual rotations, it's going to be very tough for them. But so now Yutong, Lancelot, and Chang'e is pretty okay. But again, will that be enough to try and maybe shut down all the strat from Blacklist International?
I don't know, man. Alright, but at least they banned something different. They banned a Paquito after picking the Yutong, alright? Because again, Paquito hard stops on Yutong in lane. There's no chance he can win that unless Paquito just gets hit by every skill shot, which is almost impossible with his mobility. But we'll have to see. Yutong still at a 0% win rate. Matt is still confident that he can still perform with this Yutong, so they're just gonna ban away that Paquito. They're gonna play for this Yutong most probably. Blacklist will ban out Roy Yi because it is a very good pick against this Aldous because it can just, with the rotation, with the dispersion as well, just completely destroy the fight with her CC.
And as you see, if it's used for counter engage by Bigetron, it's actually one of the, I guess, weaknesses that the people, at least in the Philippines, have actually tried and formulate against Blacklist International to varying levels of success.
Yeah, and the final ban will be that Benedetta for Bigetron Alpha. Blacklist, they're most probably gonna ban a gold laner or a support here? Because that channel can go to the support role and they can also go to the gold lane.
I think they're gonna choose to ban a mid laner here. I mean, someone with good CC probably. I mean, they've already banned off Luoyi, but there are still a lot of mages there available.
You know, I have a crazy thought.
What?
Bigetron Alpha, we've seen so many times that they go for these crazy picks, right?
Like
I think they're going to go for another crazy pick right here. I have a feeling it's going to be Hayabusa. Because with two supports, they're both very vulnerable, right? As long as you don't target the Aldous first, if you target the supports first, clear the sustain, and then burst the Aldous, you can still win the game, right?
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. So with the two assassins, Ling doesn't really have burst damage. He has like damage over time, basically, right? He goes in. There's continuous damage, not damage over time. Continuous damage more than burst. With the Lancelot plus the Hayabusa, they might just be able to wipe out the supports in the early game, shut them down completely, and make the Aldous useless in the early stages. That is my prediction. I think they're just gonna go for like a crazy pick right now. Hayabusa in the mid lane perhaps to take it away, but no, it will be the Kagura. But similar thing, you know, they're going for burst. They're going to burst that support in the backside. They picked Kagura over Hayabusa, I think, because they needed the extra magic damage. Obviously, they already have the Yutong plus the Lancelot.
Yeah, guys, I mean, as predicted, they chose to ban that Parsa. So we're gonna have to see what Blacklist and BTR have up their sleeves right now. Because, yeah, you're completely right, guys. I mean, BTR.
Yeah, but it's Harith picked up. And Lapu
Oh
as well. They have a strong front line. They have a strong late game with Aldous and Harith. This is the time for Bigetron Alpha to play in the early game. All right, this is their chance.
Okay, guys, do you think they need a frontliner or another CC?
They need
I
a
think
front
they need
liner.
hard engage because like if Blacklist is able to actually kite back, right, and make the fight long and prolong the fight as much as possible and get as much healing as possible done, this is looking very grim for BTR. So they need to get some kind of pick-off potential, some kind of hard engage, and try and grab this game by the early game, and just try and take control and play tempo.
I think a Kufra will do wonders here, especially against a Harith. Perhaps a Kufra or maybe... Actually, I love this. I love this. All right? The Kaja. This is what we mentioned. Blacklist, they like to go to pure team fights. Sure, you go pure team fight, we'll go for the pick composition. We're going to go and pick you off like you did in the first game against us, and we'll take the game to you. We'll see, because this pick really, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense because they want to play in the early game. Kaja can get them a lot of picks in the early game to get that lead, that initial lead that will bring them to their victory. So we'll have to see from the drafts. Arashi, prediction.
I think that BTR, I guess, will learn from the mistake. We've seen BTR adapt really fast to adversity in the previous in the playoffs, right, over here. So I think they're gonna make adjustments and they're gonna grab this game by the early game and just take it away.
All right, but we're gonna step right into the land of Dawn for game number 2. A very disappointed game in game number 1, but we'll have to see, will this game get to the hype levels that it was expected? Blacklist International and Bigetron Alpha takes it to game number 2. What about you, Eterna? Predictions based on the draft?
Guys, again, I am on the edge of my seat because, you know, these two are really, really good games and good teams here. But, guys, Blacklist, they're playing with their comfort picks, and this is what they know best. And they're
look
playing.
at that. Yeah, they're actually trying to do the same thing that Blacklist did to them. They're going to pressure them in the early game, use the strong, clear power that they have on the Kagura and the Kaja to get every single thing. And Max secures the Little Wanderer, and he's most probably going to be able to secure this too because there is no yield with damage, right? Now there's two supports that don't necessarily deal damage but provide a lot of sustain and utility for his team.
Yeah, so as I was saying, my money's on Blacklist. What is your feeling here, Mirko?
So you said Blacklist as well, right, Rashi?
I said BTR.
You said BTR. I will stick with BTR because finally I like their composition. Just now, I didn't really like their composition, but I have to stick with my bros right now. But right now, Bigetron Alpha, they are still pushing this lane. Apparently, Venus has gotten this lane pushed up faster than Bigetron Alpha, and Renbo is just farming away. Isan will poke him a little bit more, and Kaja is still waiting for that level 4 where he can use that, Divine Judgment to get a pick.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, it seems like Wise is just, you know, buying time, using it to farm. I mean, the others in the mid lane, like, oh my goodness, but what is going on here?
almost gets a kill. Phantom Execution being used, but a flicker, very, very fast flicker from Isan to ensure his safety right there. But yeah, continue, Eternal.
I mean, like, that's the thing about...
Wait a minute,
Oh,
never mind.
guys.
Bravest Fighter to the backside. He flickers in front. Max gonna be target. Thorn Rose being used. And just like that, Max outplays him. Venus flickers in front to get a kill. He's gonna get taken down by Matt. Rotates towards here. Matt's gonna go in with the Black Dragon form. Furious dash to the backside. Gonna be able to get one kill. Going to Wise. That is not gonna be a kill for Blacklist. It will be a double kill for Bigetron Alpha. Finally fighting back as they look towards the first turtle. Arashi, Bigetron are back, baby.
They're back indeed. Back with a big bang, actually. They instantly move towards the turtle. And Edward will try and contest it, but I don't think he can do anything.
Yeah, Eterna. Any thoughts after that fight?
Guys, I did not expect that, honestly. I mean, but we have a technical pause here, guys. So we're just going to have to wait just a minute to see what will unfold in the next few minutes.
And that was a beautiful play by Max, though.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit aggressive by Edward. That was crazy, you know? He jumped in with the Bravest Fighter knowing that Lancelot has the Thorn Rose, all right? It makes him invulnerable, especially under the turret in level 5. That was the first 2 minutes, all right? You can't really play that aggressively and tower dive in the first few minutes unless that just to me was just over aggressive.
But I mean, if it did work out, that would have been really big for Blacklist, right? So
true, but because it didn't, Venus also committed into it. He got killed, and because one of the supports was down, Matt was able to dive to the backside. Aldous is still weak. Very weak,
100%.
especially. We are still in the 3rd minute. He has no stacks, for only a few stacks. Rafaela gets wiped out. So does that Aldous. And this is exactly what I mentioned. They want to play it in the early game. They want to look for these crazy fights and get that early game lead where they can use that lead to push to the mid game and push to get the game. Let's get straight into the game. After a technical issue from Bigetron Alpha, we are finally back to the land of Dawn Eterna.
Okay, guys, I mean, you're right. That was such a risky play by Edward there. I mean, risk-reward, but this time more risk and drawback here, as they had to lose 2 members of their team in that little skirmish in the middle. But as you can see, we're already in 3 minutes. 1,000 gold lead, guys. How are you guys feeling about this right now?
I mean, Arashi, any thoughts after that fight? What do you think Blacklist can do right now? Because they are in a bit of a pickle. They have 2 supports and they are behind. The second turtle will spawn in 70 seconds.
I think they might just let go of the turtle in favor of scaling more into the later stages of the game, because that play was initiated by Edward in the first place, right? So I think, despite the efforts of BTR, they actually were okay thus far until that play happened. So they might just default back playing safe and then again rely on playing 4 Protect 1 in the late game.
Yeah, but Dreams already flickered inside. Look at the Divine Judgment. The Thorn Rose being able to get him. Max going to be able to puncture away as Rainbow joins in the team fight. Oheb will be actually chunked very, very low. Thorn Rose being used as Max will secure that little jungle minion as well. And that is another pick going to the hands of Bigetron Alpha.
Guys, Bigetron is playing really, really aggressive now, which is really, really good. I mean, they have to keep up this tempo so they can have an early win lead, because as we know, if we push Blacklist International, especially with their comp, to the late game, it might be super disastrous for Bigetron Alpha, and they might have to, you know, lose this group stage.
Yeah, but look at that. Dreams waiting in the bush, giving Isan a heart attack right there. But unfortunately, Dreams still doesn't have his Divine Judgment just yet, so no pulls for him. But yeah, they're just opening the map now. Oheb jumping onto Key, as Key will be able to clear that wave just in time for this turtle right here, Eterna.
Okay, we have Turtle here already spawned. I mean, Blacklist already, you know, trying to initiate a fight. I think they're not going to go for it, but rather trying to pick up anyone that they can. But as you can see, Dreams here is already trying to, you know, give pressure towards here. And they take Edward.
Yeah, look at that. The burst coming in, Meteor Shower to deal a lot of damage to the backside. Matt will follow it up, and he's actually going to dive all the way to the backside. Turtle has been reset, though. A lot of abilities burn from the side of Bigetron Alpha. And remember, without these abilities, they're not able to burst this backline from Blacklist. They're just going to push this mid-side turret. Very smart play from Bigetron Alpha. This is what I expected in the first game. Go for the trade. You force them out of a bad situation. Go into the mid lane turret. Go into the top lane turret. You don't need to commit to these neutral objectives.
It seems like actually Blacklist International was caught off guard there. They actually thought that Bigetron was going to commit to the turtle, and yet, so they just let go of the tower just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams seem to be playing really, really calculated. I mean, they're playing really safe. They're super scared to take in the initiations, but Dream S, I think he pulled in the wrong player earlier.
I mean, he pulled in the frontliner, so it's really good because if you're able to burst the frontliner, there's no one else able to tank that. Dreams goes into the flicker, gonna be able to burst Isan down, but that is a lot of abilities and a lot of resources spent for that one member. Now, they have to back away, and very, very smart play by Bigetron Alpha. The turtle will go in, but Rainbow with the Yin Yang overturn to the backside. Now, Edward is in a bad situation. Black Dragon form going to dive in, but Wise is in a 1v4. He actually survives here. He's gonna be able to deal some damage, not anything back, as Bigetron Alpha will trade 1 kill for a turtle.
Guys, what a play there, especially by Wise. I mean, he knows that his backup is super strong and right behind him, so he just went for it.
I mean, despite being caught in a 1v4-ish, basically, Wise actually was surprisingly durable. He survived for very long there. Knowing that, I guess he went in knowing that Bigetron used most of their ultimates already, and so he knew, like, at the worst case scenario, he was still gonna make it out.
That's the thing about Bigetron Alpha. They go for picks, right? But if they use too many resources on one hero, it'll be disastrous for them because Blacklist International, they have a lot of continuous damage from the Aldous to the Harith to the Lapu Lapu. Everyone does continuous damage. They don't just fall off after their abilities have been used, Eterna.
Yeah, you're completely right. And as you can see here, Blacklist is trying to pressure that bottom lane, maybe just trying to clear and help Oheb just, you know, keep up the gold. And Edward here also in kind of a stalemate here with the YZ. But guys, it seems like these two teams are quite passive at the moment, waiting for the next turtle, who will spawn in under 40 seconds.
Yeah, the thing is, Blacklist International, they can be passive all they want because they are playing for the late game, whereas Bigetron Alpha, they need to be proactive on the map. They need to be looking for these fights, these picks in the early game, because if it goes to the mid game, their chances of winning will scale with the game, all right?
Yeah.
Their chance of winning will decrease as the game goes longer and longer. But now, Bigetron Alpha looking for a dive onto Edward. Raven Spider has been used, and Execution will follow it up. Thorn Rose, very perfect timing right here. Edward gets taken very low, but he's not taken down. The flame shot from downtown will finish him off, as that is a trade from the top side, and Bigetron Alpha gets 1 kill for 0.
Yeah, and Blacklist here, what has Oheb and Oh My Venus been doing? I mean, as it was going on in the top lane, they weren't really doing anything. They were just kind of drifting in the bottom lane.
That's the thing, because
like,
Chang'e,
no trade.
the thing is, they can't trade against a Chang'e. Chang'e with the Meteor Shower just bursts through every single minion, clears the way before they can even do anything. So even though they put more members in that bottom lane, they can't do anything without a minion wave.
Yeah, you're completely right. As you can see, Turtle is almost down with... Oh, and it gets taken by Max here, guys.
Yeah, Max was able to get that, and it was an amazing Divine Judgment as well. They didn't commit too wise. They just pulled him away so that he can't Retribution. And Arashi, right now, already a 4,000 gold lead for Bigetron Alpha, but it seems like they're just not taking the fights. What do you think is going on? How do you think they're going to win this game? Are they going to win purely from split pushing?
I think if they continue with this game plan, that's what they're gonna be forced to do. I really think that with this kind of advantage that they have right now, they might want to try and take control in the enemy side, on the side of Blacklist jungle, right? And so if they have some control in the jungle of Blacklist, they can set up traps, they can set up ambushes where they can get the upper hand without even expending too many of their ultimates, as we have seen in these neutral objective team fights.
Yeah, and look at that already. They're trading once again, but look at that. The Chaos Fate has been used. He is going to chase Fate all the way there. Key and Wise. Oh my god, Phantom Execution being used, but look at the damage. It's just non-existent. Wise gets 1 kill. He gets another. The Divine Judgment finally comes in, but Wise will be able to walk away from that one easily. Rainbow trying to make most out of the situation, but again, there's just no damage. Matt joins in the fight. Gonna jump into Oheb. The Furious Dive will follow soon enough. There it is. It's gonna go in. Not gonna be able to connect to anyone, but Wise is caught in a bad situation. Already an NOD picked up as well, but Wise, look at the shielding, look at the healing, look at the defensive stats. He is way too tanky.
But guys, talking about Wise being tanky, but did you see the Yu Zhong, guys? That was super, super durable there as well.
Yeah, super durable because of the sustain, and Oheb going in again. This is super scary. Why? Because Oheb got his comfort pick. This was banned away from the first game, and now it's open, so he just picked it straight away. And that's the thing that I want Bigetron Alpha to learn. You know, they haven't been using any of these Harith or the 1-1s in the lane. They've only been using the Alice, the Chang'e, and Lapu Lapu, and now Yu Zhong. they haven't been able to use a proper gold laner in the gold laner, actually.
Well, obviously, if you don't have a proper gold lane in the gold laner, you are gonna have a bit of a disadvantage in the late game, right? So if they can actually incorporate that, that'll be really good. But in these games thus far, already an NOD on 2 members from Bigetron, understanding that they have 2 supports, a lot of shielding. So, very wise choices there.
I mean, look at the items for Aldous. He has a brute force and he has a thunderbolt. He is super tanky and he does so much damage based on the stacks alone. Alright? He's dealing damage based on the stacks. He's not dealing damage based on the items. He has no aggressive items, no offensive items whatsoever. And Max, he needs to finish up an armor penetration item, because if not, this is going to be very, very hard for them, as everyone on Blacklist are just way too tanky right now.
But interesting enough, both Wise and Venus have a mask. So
both of them have a mask.
I'm not sure if that's a if that's a new meta kind of deal, or if it's a specific strategy usable with the Aldous. But interesting item.
Okay, guys, but look at this. Bigetron already starting Lord here. And you can see Blacklist just on the sidelines waiting for the proper initiation. Oh, but they chose to retreat from the Lord.
Oh,
guys.
Dreams goes in for the flicker to the Estes. Now they're going to go in. Phantom Execution to the backside. Matt is making this fight messy, but again, there's just no damage. Not enough damage to burst all of them down. Bigetron Alpha, they're fighting this on in a pickle. Yiding overturn, pulls them back, but not enough. Once again, that was a beautiful play by Renbo, but it doesn't account for anything.
I think Dreams tried to make the big play, but something slowed him as he actually went with the Divine Judgment. And so that just made that engage a bit questionable.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Key is doing a very good job just zoning them away with that Meteor Shower. Edward is still zoning Max away. Now, Bigetron Alpha has successfully refreshed Lord's health, resetted Lord, as he is going to go back. Bigetron Alpha is going to look for more pressure all across the map.
I figured Bigetron would want to go for the fight there just because they are low, right? And like, if you leave them alone like this, even if they are low, Venus is gonna heal them up all to full, and so they kind of lost the quote-unquote advantage that they had for a split second over there.
The thing is, right now, Aldous is in the bottom lane, right? So they're forcing this to basically bait Aldous to come, or bait his team to come here, right? Bigetron Alpha, they need to look for a fight before the Aldous ults in like this. Now, when he ults in, there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, you're completely right, but it seems like these 2 games and these 2 members, or these 2 teams here, they're playing it really calculated and really carefully because they don't want one misstep. Because at the stage, and the Meteor Shower goes in and starts to take on Wise, but Wise is just too tanky, guys.
Again, way too tanky. No magic penetration or physical damage penetration just yet. Edward jumps in with the Bravest Fighter to zone everyone away. Bigetron Alpha, they're looking for an engage in this fight, but again, Max just gets completely zoned away. Matt as well, the twins have been zoned away. Isan uses that oh my god. Holy Baptism connects, and it is a disaster. The Lord has been picked up, and Bigetron Alpha, they did not look for a single trade because they cannot. And my god, Wise on this Aldous is such a problem, man. He goes to the bottom side, creates pressure in that lane, and he comes to the team fight. There's nothing Bigetron Alpha can do because no one can match his damage as well.
And I think that there's credit to Blacklist International for actually having impeccable positioning. We saw earlier on the charts that Max actually has one of the lowest damage in the game.
Yeah.
Not because he hasn't been active, because Blacklist hasn't been giving him any opportunities to go in. Every time he tries and make a play, like he did earlier in the previous team fight, Blacklist is just ready, and there's always an answer for the Kaja, Flicker, Divine Judgment, for Max when he goes in. So credit to Blacklist is making it very difficult for Bigetron to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, look at the gold lead, Arashi. Already just now 4,000 gold lead for Bigetron Alpha. Now it's a 1,000 gold lead for Blacklist International. The Uno reverse card comes in. Edward goes in with the Bravest Fighter. The Sun does not connect, and just like that, Lord is pushing in Eterna.
Guys, with this situation, what is the best case scenario for Bigetron right now?
I mean, right now, I don't think they can do anything. It's already in the late game. They need to look for picks under the turret, because if not, they're just going to keep on just going for the siege, backing away. Going for the siege, backing away like this. Wise gets a turret, but there's nothing they can do because, again, he's just way too tanky.
And they can, because look at that, the regeneration ability from the support by Oh My Venus and Isan.
Again, Oheb just opening the map with that Zaman Force, dashing around. No CC can stop him right now. That is 2 inhibitor turrets down for nothing. Bigetron Alpha has not found a good fight since that early skirmish.
Do you think that they'll push, or do you think they'll wait for Lord, guys?
At this point, all they need to do is turtle. I don't think they can make any proactive plays anymore. It is already in the late game. Wise has a lot of stacks. He's also a level 15.
Oh my god.
I think it's just way too late already for Bigetron Alpha. Their chance to win the game closed a while ago, right, Arashi?
Whenever like during those earlier team fights, it was a very good effort, but somehow Blacklist International turned it around, and now again already in the late game with a very strong late game composition. The game is very limited, and it's almost as if like they require Blacklist to actually make a mistake before they can even do anything, and that doesn't even guarantee that they will succeed.
Yeah, but look at this. Engage already onto Rainbow. Edward joins in, but it was just a bait for that Meteor Shower. Very smart from Blacklist International. They're just baiting abilities left and right, getting pressure all across the map, and even the orange buff. They're not letting BTR take anything right now. Oh, this is
How the tables
crazy.
have turned, guys. How pressured Blacklist was in the early game. And now, Uno card swap. They're getting really, really pressured now by Blacklist.
Yeah, and look at that. Oheb will pick up the orange buff as well. That is Max with no buffs whatsoever. And this is turning very, very sour for the side of Bigetron Alpha. 3,000 gold lead, 4 kills to 7, but the kills don't matter as the objectives speak more than the kills. 8 turrets, 1 Lord, and 2 turtles. No, they didn't get a single turtle, but they got the Lord.
So Arashi, I'm thinking 17 minutes in with this gold lead, with this objective lead even, what are the winning conditions for Bigetron Alpha at this stage?
I don't think they have winning conditions. They didn't they didn't pick for the late game at all. They don't have any late game insurance like we've seen before, right? Usually, Bigetron Alpha, what they like to do is play a marksman in the jungle, have Alice in the gold lane. But this time around, they literally they went for an early game pick composition and it didn't pay off for them. And now they are just getting slowly but surely. I mean, there's no chance for Bigetron Alpha to win this game anymore, in my opinion, right? Because the composition just doesn't support them.
Even if they get a chance, it has to be on the back of Blacklist making a mistake.
Yeah,
they can't make it happen anymore.
Right.
They have to just patiently wait their time and try and maybe wait for an opportunity that might not even come.
The thing is, yeah, you're right. They still can come back, technically, but it has to be from Blacklist International making a mistake, not from Bigetron Alpha making the proactive plays that they've been doing in the early game. Now, Isan gets pulled back, but again, the damage is there. He gets taken down, but Edward and the continuous damage, Immortality being used, Edward stuns in front, Wise goes in, Max will be taken down just like that. It is crazy already. Matt goes in with a Furious Dive, but it is all over. Again and again, Key gets bursted down. There's so much late game damage from the side of Blacklist International, and it is just crazy. Did you see that? They went in,
Oh my
but again,
God.
every time they go in, they go for a pick. They have to use so many resources. When Big Blacklist decides to go for the re-engage, they have nothing to counter that.
That's completely true here. And with one member down, guys, this seems like an uncontested Lord. And I don't really have much to say at the moment.
Yeah,
I feel
I mean-
really, really...
You're right. Edward just jumps in again.
look
He gets
at
taken low.
that.
Rainbow is the target. He's going to get taken down. Matt runs away with the Black Dragon form. And the Lord will be spawning soon for the side of Blacklist. And this is just one more inhibitor turret left for the side of Bigetron Alpha. Look at the stacks. My god, that damage.
Wow. I think this next fight on the Lord will be the last chance, honestly. If they don't make anything happen in this next fight, I think Blacklist is just gonna end it.
Yeah, I mean, Blacklist has to make a mistake here for Bigetron Alpha to come back because there is no chance they can come back with a 5v5 fight. There's just no chance, all right? Blacklist International, they need to make a mistake for Bigetron Alpha to win. Right now, they are pressuring every single wave with that mid lane, so they're sieging very, very well, already rotating towards that top side. Yeah, Eterna.
Guys, it seems like even if they take down Wise, they still have that Harith with its high mobility and high damage at this stage.
And the Lapu as well. Now, I mean, Matt is just zoning them away, waiting for Key to kill this Lord. Again, Meteor Shower comes in to burst him away. He's going to be able to just charge onto that mid lane inhibitor turret. It's going to be taken down. And just like that, 3 inhibitor turrets, ladies and gentlemen. Blacklist International playing it very disciplinedly, even though they've been very, very consistent right here. Respect all the way. Edward goes in with the Bravest Spider. Matt Furious dives in the backside. Dreams gets a pick, but oh, wait a minute. This might be the comeback for Bigetron Alpha, but the damage is just not there. They're going to go on to Edward. They're focusing the base, and the damage is just right there. Edward gets taken down, but no, it is not enough. Blacklist International takes 2-0, destroying the second seed of Indonesia.
What a match, guys. I honestly thought that was the comeback for Bigetron, but it just wasn't enough. They couldn't